If you're publishing on Amazon KDP, you know how important it is to have a good book cover, but you don't always need expensive software or a designer to make one. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I made a high quality book cover using Canva, and you can do this too, even if you don't have a lot of design experience. By the end of this video, you're going to have a book cover that looks professional and is 100% ready for KDP. Before we get into it, I did create a completely free digital calendar for you to download. It marks out all the holidays and events throughout the year, so you can make money all year round. Again, that calendar is free, so make sure you grab that. Now let's just jump into it. So here in Canva, you can see I have this cover here. It's honestly not great at all. Then we have this one, and it just continues. But for each book cover, something changed, and that's the key. You have to let your imagination run. So this is kind of like creative brainstorming. And then I came to a design that I do like, and I'll show you how I made this. But before we do, we have to get the correct dimensions for your book. And we can just do that by going to this website right here. I'll leave the link in the description. This website is completely free for us to use, so definitely take advantage of this. And then all you have to do is fill out this information. So we have the binding size. Let's just go ahead and put paperback. We have interior type. Let's put black and white. And then paper type, let's put white. Reading directions going to be left to right. Measurements, units, let's go ahead and do inches. Interior trim size, I'm going to do 6x9. And then page count, let's just say we have 120 pages. And then just press enter. Then you want to go ahead and press this calculate dimensions. Once you do that, you're going to see this is an example of the book cover that it's going to give you. Okay, right up here you have the full cover. So what we want to do is go ahead and copy this width over. So let's copy that and go back to Canva. And then we just want to go ahead and press create design. Go down to custom size. Right here in the width area, we're going to put our width here. But first we want to go ahead and change our units to inches. So let's go ahead and copy the width now. Go back and get our height. Copy this over here. And then go ahead and press create new design. So this is our book cover right here. But before we go ahead and start creating our book cover, we want to go ahead and download the template. And this is actually going to give you 2 files, but you only need the PNG. So let's go back to Canva and then drag this PNG right here. Let's pull it over and then drag it out to the very top. And you can see it fits perfectly. And then you can drag this down and drag this up. And that is how you get the perfect measurements for your book cover. So once we get this in here, what I like to do is actually go to elements. I like to click on shapes. And I like to get this spine right here in the middle. It just helps me out, keeping everything separated the way it needs to be separated. And I drag it on down. And then let's go ahead and go in a little further and make sure we line it up with the dotted line. Let's put that like that. Push this over. And there we go. That looks pretty good. And then you can see that this is kind of grainy. I'll show you how I got that. So let me go back over here. What I did was type in minimalist in the search, and then I went to photos. And I liked all of these photos. However, they weren't really what I was going for. So I like this background right here, and I open this up. I drag it down. And then that's how I got that grainy type of look right there. So go ahead and copy this. And then I flip it so we can make the other side the exact same. So that looks good right there. And let me go ahead and position this to the back and position this one to the back as well. And then what I like to do is I like to make this template that we have a little more transparent so we can see our cover when we're working with it. One other thing I did was I changed the background from this white to a green color because I like that sage green look for the minimalist. So let's go ahead and drag this down a little bit. That looks good. And then let's actually change the transparency for this image we have here too. So now you can see we're looking pretty close to that image over there. So let's go ahead and make this a little more transparent. Let's make this just a tad bit darker. And there we go. Make sure we have the same transparency on both sides. So let me get this to 41. And now That is looking pretty good. And then for the stripes up here, let's go to the search bar and just type in stripes. I do like the size of these, and we can change the color. So we're gonna go ahead and use these stripes. Let's go ahead and drag this out and make it a little bigger. And then we're actually gonna do this for each side. So let me go ahead and change this blue to like a darker, yeah, that's looking good. That's looking almost identical to what I created previously. And then let me go ahead and get rid of this. I don't need that anymore. And let's make sure this is looking exactly the way it should look on both sides. There we go. There we go. I think this needs to be dropped a little more. Let's copy this over. Drop it. Make the position go to the back so I can go ahead and get this template and then drop that back. So, uh-oh, something didn't work out right. Let me see, position, back. There we go. So let me get rid of this template, and then once we have everything in here, what I like to do is I like to highlight everything, and then I like to lock it, because this is basically going to lock in our art so we don't mess up anything when we go and put other elements on the artboard. So this is looking good, and then we can see I have this very simple font. I use this font right here. So let me go ahead and go to text and then click this title, and let's go ahead and change the font to this one. So we have the 7th day. So I'm gonna put that right there. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this, minimalist. Put that up there. And then what else do we have? Makeover. Minimalist, and then let's go ahead and type in makeover. And then we have our tagline, which is simplify fast, live more, stress less. Copy that over here. To get this lined up, let me go ahead and go to our upload to get this template back on the artboard so we can see where we need to place our text. So this 7th day, let's see, that might look good right there. Minimalist, makeover. Go ahead and change this font color to white. I like that. Make this a little small because I want minimalist to be the bigger of the text, right? And then make makeover white. There we go. And then back to black. Let's see what that looks like. Is it centered correctly? That's pretty good. I would move it over just a tad. Something like that. Let's see what that's looking like now. And that looks, honestly, kind of perfect. So I will leave that there. Then I will go ahead and group these, move it down, center it a little more. And there we go. We can see that it's equally centered between the two stripes. Bring this back up so we can see. And that's looking pretty good. So we just literally recreated this cover in less than 5 minutes. Now I do have this like kind of backdrop on these words. So let me show you how I did that. Let me ungroup all of this stuff and go back here. So we go to effects and then just press this lift. And that's all I did. I lifted each and every single text to make it pop a little more. One thing I do like to do is to compare it to other books in the niche so I can make sure that my book is along the same lines. So I want my quality to match their quality pretty much. And if I can't reach the quality of the bestsellers on my own, then I will go and outsource the work. And honestly, I use Fiverr to get my book covers. I knew I can pull this minimalist cover off because of course it's minimalist. So the cover can be pretty minimal, right, with graphics. So I wasn't really worried too much about this one. But for a lot of my book covers, I do outsource, especially if it's high content. If it's low content, do your thing, have fun with it. But if it's high content, definitely outsource this if you are not a graphic designer. I hope this video was beneficial to you. If it was, please hit that like button. And if you like this type of content, please hit that subscribe button and join the family. Remember, you can do anything you put your mind to. I 100% believe in you. Until next time, take care.